Hi, welcome back to the Keys History Discovery Center. We're on our Tuesday morning virtual tour of our facility. I'm Brad Bertelli. I'm the curator here at the museum. And when I first started this job, I was really a writer. And I've had to adapt and learn a lot of different things, a lot of different subjects. And I do rely on a lot of experts in the field, like my good friend Jim Klepper, who passed a couple years ago, Bob Carr, a noted archaeologist, Dr. Tracy Ardren from the University of Miami, and then Ryan Hark as well, who is earning his PhD in archaeology. And when I have questions about the Indians, the first people of the Florida Keys, for instance, these are the people who I reach out to and help guide me as I'm presenting this information for the public. And today, I want to tell you a little bit about the first people of the Florida Keys, the Aboriginal people, the Indians, and how they would build a canoe using just the materials they had at hand. The Indians who originally called these islands home were shell Indians, kind of a classification, an umbrella term. And they only had the tools of their environment, which was trees and animal sinew and shells. And you can probably imagine how difficult it would be to create a dugout canoe using just a conch shell. So today we're going to talk a little bit about how to build a canoe using just a conch shell. And when I went to Tallahassee and looking for artifacts to exhibit here at the facility, one of the things I wanted to get was a canoe, but space is limited, and some of these canoes were 10, 12, 20 feet long, which really wouldn't fit into our space. And then I came across this fragment of the dugout canoe. I believe it was recovered in Lake Okeechobee, but it's symbolic of one of the canoes that would have been found and used here in the Florida Keys. We did have one of our friends on Facebook reached out to me several years ago, a man, I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he grew up here in the Keys, and after Hurricane Donna, he told me the storm unearthed a dugout canoe section. And hopefully one day he will it's up in Michigan, he'll bring it down so I can show an actual canoe from the Florida Keys on exhibit. But today we have this example here, and the way the Indians would build these canoes using just shells is they would set the log on fire, and they would tamp it out. And then take a tool known as an adze. This is a replica of a tool that would have been used, made by Jim Klepper, who loved to work in wood and recreate these artifacts, these tools. And this is part of a conch shell. It is the lip of a conch shell. Now, once the conch gets full size, this is a small one. I went to grab one from the yard today, and all the big ones were really dirty, so I grabbed the small clean one. But as the shell matures, and after several years it becomes full size, and then the lip begins to thicken. And what the Indians would do would take a part of the lip and create what's called an adze, A-D-Z-E. And they would light the canoe on fire, tamp it out, and then take this adze, this piece, and kind of take out the char. And then they would light it back on fire again, tamp it out, and then take the adze and scrape away. And eventually, they would form a hollow out canoe that would be capable of carrying, in some cases, 10, 15, 20, 30 people if the log was super large. And what was kind of cool about this piece that I got from Tallahassee was that you could still see the burned char inside the canoe, and which is really kind of essential to how this was created. Now all right, we've got some fancy camera work going on now. And this picture in the background is kind of showing that process that I was talking about, of them burning the canoe and then taking this piece, this adze, and carving out the canoe itself. All right. Now, tomorrow we have something special going on tomorrow night. It's We're doing our lecture series, but we're doing it virtually. And tomorrow's time, it's going to be at 6 o'clock. You can log in to view this lecture, and there will be and you can go to our Facebook page, Keys History Discovery Foundation on Facebook. There's a link there where you can sign up for this webinar, and you'll be able to sit at home in the comfort of your own home and see the lecture, see the presentation, and then be able to raise your hand virtually and be able to ask questions at the end of the presentation. Now tomorrow I will be giving a talk on one of my favorite love stories in the Florida Keys, Ed and Fern Butters. Starts at 6 o'clock. It's going to be a love story. We're talking about hurricane survival and key lime pie, which Fern Butters was famous for. So that's tomorrow at 6 o'clock. In the meantime, I'll be back here at Thursday. I'll be here on Wednesday nights, and then Thursday again at 10 o'clock, where we will explore another part of the fabulous Keys History Discovery Center. Hope everybody's safe, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow night and again on Thursday. Thank you very much.